$150, $170.
Welcome, you guys. Another wonderful Heritage Auctions is upon us here. Another Tuesday is upon us, October 15th. Countdown to Halloween. Countdown to the end of the year.
Fair warning.
Countdown to the end of 2024. Feels kind of nuts. What are we, like 75 days out, give or take? Feels kind of wild, man. It doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't feel like we're coming to the end of October here. Or midway through October right now, you know what I mean? No more showcase auctions until November. I believe we have a 6th generation showcase coming up in November now. A couple weeks off from the showcase grind. 3 more, I think, to close out the year. Like,
fair warning.
Getting close, man. We're getting close to the end of 2025 here.
Next,
but welcome in, you guys. Crypto Esquire, Super Drunk, Blue Smoke Gamer, JT, Joe Migraine, Ren X Machina, Viridian, Waves, Adam, Pokerface. I appreciate you guys coming out for the Tuesday stream. Tonight, you saw in the thumbnail, another Spider-Man.
Fair warning.
We had 2 9.8 A++ copies, as well as a 9.6 A++, all in the past week or two. Spider-Man is, like, we know Spider-Man isn't rare, but it's really funny when we see 3 top-grade copies hit within, like, 2 weeks of each other. Because prior to that, it had been months. Months and months and months without 9.8 A++ copies, and then, like, boom, we had a Pioneer's auction, and, well, welcome back, Spider-Man, right? Welcome back to the market, Spider-Man on Atari. Frogger, the 9.8 A++ going for $275. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 9.6 NS, $119. Space Invaders, 7.0 NS early production copy. This might actually have some value.
Fair warning.
Maybe not. I'm just looking at the other glue seal ones. I assume it's the same production there. $104, $159. This one's pushing up to $175, so I mean, I guess it's doing decent, but I don't think there's anything, I don't think there's anything here on the Space Invaders. I know some of the early Atari can actually bring premiums, but $168.75 on Space Invaders, and Spider-Man, 9.8 A++. From a factory 6-pack, of course it is. Last one sold for over $1,000, and that was 2 weeks ago.
22.
So if you just waited, 2 weeks, could have saved yourself $200 on Spider-Man. And I mean, I think it speaks to market density still in this little segment in the graded sealed world. Market density where if we see 2 copies come up, it's not like Pokemon cards or sports cards or whatever where people are going to set floors. You know, you can always expect floors to be set. If 2 copies of Spider-Man come up within 2 weeks of each other, you see a 20% haircut, right? There just aren't enough buyers, dealers, density still. It is what it is. It's interesting to see, though, still, October 2024, Spider-Man, $843. Into a group lot of 9 Atari 2600 games. Of course, tonight is sponsored by Heritage Auctions. A little bit more on that in just a bit. Super eager to see the Donkey Kong Country come back. When is that due? That's going to ship out. I think I just shipped that homeostatic. I literally just dropped off a box for Wada Games. I think the Donkey Kong Country is in that box. Or else I'm going to be shipping out the box like tomorrow or the next day. So, I mean, we're probably still like 2 months away from it getting back to me, unfortunately. But I did just have the grade for the stuff that I upgraded, or that, you know what I mean? I cracked out and I sent back to WADA. I just had those grade pop, as well as the Star Fox that I did the cleaning and everything. The Star Fox grade is available. So those grades will be coming back soon, hopefully within a few weeks here. WADA will ship those out and we can unbox those. I did look at the grades because I literally just couldn't wait. The anxiety, the dopamine, I had to take a peek. So it's mixed results across the board is what I will say. The breakouts had mixed results. Star Fox, I mean, it's mixed results. So I'm a little bit nervous about the Donkey Kong. I mean, we'll see how it goes, right? But WADA unboxings are coming soon because, yeah, stuff should be getting back to me within the next 3 to 8 weeks, hopefully, anyway. With that sale WADA had, everything's going to be slowed down, right? With that sale, everything is going to be backlogged, slow down. I know CGC is slow right now. WADA Games is going to be slow as well. We got some more waiting to do. The group lot of 9 sealed games for $109 is pretty insane. That's like $10 a game. I know it's varying condition. I know it's not the best games in the world, but that's like $10 a game. I'd maybe call it $20 a game. You know what I mean? Group lot of 4 there for 312 bucks. Microsurgeon, a 6.08 plus for 70 bucks into NES. Atari is done. Welcome to NES, folks. Not much Atari today, but you know, there's still a bit of spillover from the Pioneer Showcase, so we still do get a little bit of Atari in the auctions. There are 58 9.8 A++ Spider-Mans on the Pop Report. That wouldn't be a lot for many hobbies. It is a lot for video games. Yep. Isn't that crazy, Adam? 58 copies, 9.8 A++, and we talk like it's the most common game that exists, right? Atari Spider-Man is worthless, man. There's mountains of those things, and we're talking about 58. 2 come up for auction, and it falls 20%. Only 58 total. It's just the number of buyers, the market density still just isn't there for video games. I do think more people are coming in. I do think more people are interested in it than, of course, you know, the last year or whatever, but still a long ways to go on video games. You're currently editing a new graded games discussion video. It should go live tomorrow. You even gave me a shout out. Skull, let's go. Is it something I should do a react on as well? Should I also do a react to your video? I feel like I need to do more react content. I'm in a spot with content right now. You may have noticed that like videos haven't been up in a couple weeks here. I'm in my head too much about what should I make, what should I talk about, what kind of video should I make. You know what I mean? Like a creative rut. So maybe I just need to swap to more React content. Maybe that's the answer. Codename Viper, 9.08 plus for $237.50.
$40, $6, $70, $80. Fair warning.
I hate React content, but what I enjoy, React content is far easier. Yeah, can you guys refresh? Is there a refresh? Is a refresh with... Does refresh solve? Oh my god, please work. Please, for the love of God. Please, for the love of God. Double Dragon 2, 7.0 CIB for $100. Friday the 13th, 9.4 A+, climbing its way over $600.
Next lot.
Hopefully one refresh and you guys are back. Hopefully.
$70, $85, $90.
Are video games really a scum? I like it. I like it. I hope video games aren't really a scum. 8.5 George Foreman's KO Boxing. YouTube paused it, working fine now. Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Can I just like dismiss this? Stream status poor.
Next lot.
Working now? It's working? Good.
$4.
Friday the 13th, 625 bucks. George Foreman for 150 bucks. Gotcha, the Sport 9.08. And coming from that density talk, Spider-Man again here, I am curious for you guys. I'm curious if you guys are some people who own $5,000 plus, $10,000 plus. Are you selling your super expensive games into this market? Do you feel confident selling them into this market? Do you think other people are letting go of top tier stuff at this point? Because we had the you can't say scam because of the filter, as if. As if. I actually I got that on a different one, Skull. I tried commenting scam on someone else's video on YouTube and they wouldn't let me. I can't believe YouTube like filters the word scam. It makes no damn sense to me. But are you willing to let them go? If you bought something prior to the boom, say you bought something 2019, it's super expensive now, are you willing to sell it into this market? Are you willing to sell items that you bought in 2021? Are you willing to cut losses on it?
Fair warning.
With the Heritage Signature auction that just happened, a lot of what came out, right, with the Dallas-Fort Worth collection. Even what we're seeing right here, like Gumshoe, Gloss Sticker, CIB, 9.8 cart, 9.4 manual. A lot of the stuff we're seeing is newly graded items. Newly graded stuff, right? DFW collection was all brand new graded stuff. A lot of the big games on eBay I've been seeing, going through different consignment services, are newly graded things. People who don't have a large attachment, you know, they don't have a lot of, they don't have a lot of monetary, like, holding them to the game, right? It's just like, oh my god, I created this, let's sell this.
Fair warning.
Do you feel comfortable actually selling your, like, big tier games that you either bought before the boom or during the boom? That's what I'm most curious about. Because I know there's a lot of buyers. Yeah, like Hamster, you've been buying a few 3 to 4K games and trying to sell them on a flip. I know a lot of people are buying right now, it seems. At the Sega Showcase auction, we had someone buy the Musha. We had someone buy some of the other big Sega Genesis games that went. I think, Hamster, you were even bidding up the Castlevania Bloodlines. The Gumshoe, $287 there for the gloss sticker first print. Kirby, 8.5A for $656. This Ninja Kid is crazy, man. 9.4, CIB, hang tab, early print, Bandai Ninja Kid. Looking for $425. 9.2 box, 9.8 cart, 9.4 manual. Genuinely, like, you probably won't find it cheaper or better. You know what I mean? Both better and cheaper. Getting it for $400. Whoever bought it for $400 is probably thrilled with this. Probably thrilled for this. Cycross, 9.6A plus. If you had a $10,000 game, you'd keep it for the rest of your life like some kind of trophy. I mean, I'm like, personally speaking, right? Games that I have are that are like 5, 10,000 plus. I'm not selling. Still not selling into this market. Not interested. You're sending the game that you're most upside down to Monty to sell because you'd rather... Because you bought an upgrade recently. Gotcha. 3.7K game, you're gonna sell it for like $1,000?
Fair warning.
I was too distracted by Sega games during Sega night to remember to do this.
Damn, dude. Let's go, man. $20. That's huge. Huge, dude.
Fair warning.
Much appreciated. Too distracted during Sega night, yeah. You picked up a few things, I thought, right? Yeah, that Ninja Kid, man, is... I almost debated throwing a bid at Ninja Kid because I think you could flip it. I think you could just put it on eBay and get more money. Honest to God. It just like, you can't get mint early print Ninja Kid. Now, how many people care about Ninja Kid? You know, you get into that discussion, but for those who care, that's freaking nice, man. Super Mario Bros. 3 Wata 6.5 CIB. Still sells for $100. 8.5 CIB Turtles here. 9.2 cart, 8.5 manual. Still sells for $162.50. Win, lose, draw. 9.8 A++. Wow.
$160.
Win, lose, draw. Tied with 6 others for the top pop copy here. 9.8 A++. You're more prone to buy than sell still. You're cutting losses on a 3.7K game, Rick. Yeah, typical Rick L. You've been buying lots of graded stuff and having good success flipping for a profit, then rolling that back into bigger games. Are you buying stuff already graded, Joe, and then flipping it? Because I'm still doing really good. Like, I'm doing really good right now just buying raw, getting it graded, and selling. Like, the number of eyes on sealed stuff just, it doesn't seem like much. Right now, you're only selling lower-end items, like under 500. Yeah, that's where I'm playing around a lot right now, HW. I'm like a sub 1,000 kind of guy right now. I have no issue selling, like, you know, like, yeah, sub $1,000. I'm not, like... I'm not super scared to sell that stuff. But once we go into, like, the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 stuff, it's like, I just don't know if there are enough eyes on the market still. You're buying already graded and having success flipping it. That's good, dude. That's good to hear. Graded people are out there. The graded folks are out there.
$160.
The good part about, like, the low market density is there aren't 10,000 people all grading the same stuff, right? If you grade stuff, like, if you grade even PS3, Xbox 360 games, you're very likely going to be the only graded copy on the market. Not that that always translates to a good sale or money or anything, but, like, it's something to consider versus a hobby like Pokemon comics, whatever, where you are really competing with everyone else. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do about the stream if it's still sketchy. After this, I'll have to, like, try pulling out my internet cord, restarting it, cycling the internet. I don't know. I don't know, man. $190. The worst part is, like, there just should not be an issue with my internet. So it's like, oh my god. Gotta just see. Gotta look into it.
Fair warning. $200.
I need to clean my router? Like, maybe. Maybe. 16 CIB NES games here.
Fair warning.
Caveman games? Strider? Maybe those stick out to me.
Next lot.
There's not a whole lot there, to be honest with you. Yeah, sells for $237. I mean, you're looking at $15 a game, give or take there. Just not a whole lot in these big lots here. This is 3 empty Action 52 boxes. You know, like the box that shipped Action 52. I think there's 2 NES ones and 1 Genesis one.
Next lot.
Oh man, wow, no one values them, hey? That's kind of crazy. Like, I get that they aren't... I don't know, man. An empty box for Action 52. Sold for $30. You get 2 of them, I think. 3 empty Action 52 boxes and 1 flap. I don't know, I guess you get 2 boxes and 1 flap. But like, or 3 boxes and a flap? I don't know. Are those really worthless? Like, are these truly garbage? Are empty case packs literally just garbage? They sold for $30. I don't know, they're kind of neat. Super Mario Bros. This is, wow, we got Charles Martinet all over this. Martinet. His signatures all over this Mario Bros. #1, or Super Mario Bros. #1. Super Mario Bros. Yeah, Super, Jesus. I thought it was Super Mario Bros. 3 #1. Either way, $275. I don't know if this comic has any value on its own.
$65.
It looks like it's also signed by Princess Peach.
$85.
Kind of neat. Kind of neat for $275.
$10.
This is Outer World, 85 plus Super Famicom qualified. I know nothing about this game. I have no clue. It's pushing its way up over to almost $200 here. Looking for $188.50. Yeah, try not living in a third world country with trash Wi-Fi. I try, man. I try. This is Saskatchewan grinding, man. This is Saskatchewan grinding out here. You just sold Zelda Twilight Princess GameCube 9.4 for $350 plus shipping. Feel like you could have gotten more? 9.4 what, Poker Face? 9.4 what? Always have to include that seal grade. The difference between 9.4A and 9.4A++ is worlds. I assume it was like a 9.4A for $350. Outer World keeps pushing, man. Jesus, what should I know about this? What's interesting about this? What should I know about this, Joe Kane? Pushing its way to almost $500. 85 plus qualified. Super Famicom.
$40.
That Mario Bros comic used to be in 9.8 used to be like $2,000. Not sure right now, but definitely over 500 in 9.8. That's kind of neat. Like, yeah, the comic itself is super cool. I don't know if I love it being like signed all over the place like that, but I know it appeals to some people.
$700.
Pushing its way to almost $875 now. As an 85 plus qualified, this is going to be like one of the most expensive Super Famicom sales we've ever seen. Like, this is getting up there with other top tier titles, man, especially as a qualified. What do I not know about this game? Now's a really good time to get raw sealed for most games from the past 10 years. You're already looking into buying a Wii U game and a PS4 game for your next submission just because they're still readily available sealed? Yes. Agreed, Foley Skull. I am having a great time with PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U, DS, 3DS. Like, genuinely, $49.99 goes a long ways with all of those consoles, and you can get great games. Great games, factory sealed. On, like, yeah, within the past 10 years on all of those consoles for, like, $49.99. I don't know if you'll get a better time, to be completely honest. It feels good. Feels pretty good. I'm not even grading everything, you know? Like, I'm picking up first print copies of Super Smash Bros. Wii U, right? They're selling for, like, $34.99. That's fantastic. If you know how to identify first print copies of that, like, $34, all day, right? I'll just put together a little stack of those.
Next lot.
Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. $487.50 for the 9.2A plus. I actually think that's kind of a deal for Spider-Man Maximum Carnage, I think. WWF Royal Rumble 9.2A plus, selling for $400 as well. Base is loaded on Game Boy 8.0A. And it seems like the general consensus here is that people are still buying. Still doing more buying than selling, it seems. There's definitely some flipping opportunities there now. People are being back at work helps. You just got to be happy making $100 here and there. Yes. And then getting the big hit occasionally. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm a $100 Andy right now. If I make $100 on a flip, like, that's fantastic. That's exactly where I'm at right now, Hamster. I don't get a lot of, like, you know, making even $500, $1,000. a lot of the stuff I do right now with flipping and stuff, yeah, $100.
Next lot.
I just like refresh this.
$95. Fair warning. $110.
Are we good? Are we steady? Are we steady Eddie? Or are we shit?
Fair warning. $120.
I can't tell if it's stinky or not.
Fair warning.
Can't tell if it's stinky or not, but goddamn is it making me angry. I can feel my anxiety rising. I can feel my stress rising. Mega Man Extreme, 9.08++ for $150. NFL Blitz 2000, 9.68++ there for $144. That's kind of cool to get like a top graded copy. Game Boy Color, but NFL Blitz, people love it. Power Rangers Time Force, 7.5A. Power Rangers games low-key usually do pretty good. It's odd how like collectible they still are. Refresh didn't help.
$40. Fair warning.
I don't think there's anything else I can do. Just absolutely shafted again here. Shafted on the internet.
$400.
Shafted on the internet. Absolutely insane. Dragon Ball Z Booze Fury. 9.48+. Pretty rare to find factory sealed on Game Boy Advance. One of the more expensive Dragon Ball Z games in general. Pushing its way to almost $500 there. Selling for $475. 9.48+. That's nice. You haven't died out totally? Alright. I mean, hey. Alright. Yu Yu Hakusho Tournament Tactics, 9.88++. Yeah, the Booze Fury is really cool. I have an 85+ myself. You can find this in, I think, 3-side seam as well as Y-fold seams.
Next lot.
Let me just take a peek here. This is using a 3-side seam, I believe. LTB, left, top, bottom. But the other interesting thing is Atari on Game Boy Advance published, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 games that use Y-fold seals. And they're the only games on Game Boy Advance that use Y-folds, right? Like, Cardboard doesn't use Y-fold. Everyone knows that. Booze Fury, Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, or Teiketsu, Legacy of Goku 1+2. Those games use Y-folds. Super weird. But if you ever come across them, yeah.
Next lot.
The Y-folds are legit. Zoid's Legacy, 9.6A+, for $162.50. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Zoid's, also published by Atari, doesn't use the Y-folds. So, yeah. Never... Game Boy Advance factory sealeds are absolute mess. But Zoid's Legacy, interestingly, was, like, very expensive, very sought after for Game Boy Advance collectors for a very long time. A factory sealed copy for $162.50 is kind of nuts. I probably would have paid that for this almost 10 years ago. Like, that is just, it's free, right? Like, the game has, Zoids in general, I think, has just lost money. Even the Xbox 360 copy, how's it doing? No one cares about Zoids, hey? Tough place for Zoids collectors. $312.50 here. Even Zoids on GameCube, right? Isn't there a Zoids game on GameCube as well? I think it's down in value from where it used to be. These are a bunch of Japanese Dragon Quest games here. Starting off with Dragon Quest 9, VGA 90+ for $115. Dragon Quest 11, VGA 95. The Twilight Princess GameCube game, CGC 9.48+. Somebody was offering less than you wanted and you were feeling generous. Hey, I mean, so long as you're up on it, it doesn't really matter. You know, at 9.4A+, I assume is only worth $300 to $400 on that. I assume. Like, at absolute most, maybe you could push 400, 450, so if you did it as a private sale at 350, like, you did fantastic, in my opinion. Viridian, you won the Zoids. There we go. Underbidder on Booze, but you won the Zoids. Yeah, Zoids for $162.50 is just great.
$320.
Dragon Quest 11, VGA 95 for $104 into Sega. Welcome to Sega, folks. We have a little bit of drop-off from the, or spillover, sorry, from the showcase auction that happened, so yes, CGC Comics has been being killed, man. CGC Comics is under a lot of fire the past, like, 6 months. Choplifter, 9.6A. This is doing well, man. Only copy on the Pop Report, pushing its way to almost $1,000. Choplifter on Sega Master System. Yeah, there was a scandal with people resubmitting different comic books and swapping out the books. There's currently a scandal with the holders bending the books, like causing damage. CGC is being slammed right now. absolutely slammed. And I think it is having ripples in the comic book world where people
$100.
where people are like, you know,
$110.
less trust in the grading company, less trust in the grading process. CGC, of course, being the comics leader by a lot, has a lot of people being like, "Ah, we shouldn't grade our books. Maybe we shouldn't trust it." Like, do you move to CBCS? Yeah, a lot of noise in the comic book world right now. A lot of noise.
Fair warning.
It's encouraging to hear that 100 profit is okay at this time while you ponder what to do with some of your graded and sealed games. I mean, hey, if you're up $100, right? Like on a little buy sell, hey, that's $100.
Fair warning.
Nothing to argue with there. If you can, you know what I mean? It's that thing where if you can flip 10 games, 20 games a month and make $100 each, like, you're making a lot of money overall, you know? Depending on if you're doing your own shipping, fulfillment, all that stuff. But if you're even using consignment and making that kind of money, like, you're not even working, right? Not even working, making $100. It's free money. Double Dragon 9.6 CIB for $134. The Choplifter closes at 906. That feels like a lot. Sega Master System's hard, but like, it feels like a lot for Choplifter, no? Alien 3 Genesis 9.6A plus CGC.
Next lot.
Poor CGC, you thought they were cool. It's funny, Skull. If you go to any collecting category, like, you know how in video games you get slammed for using WADA games, like you can't trust them, scam, all this stuff. If you go to cards, PSA is the leader, they're a scam, you can't trust them, they damage cards. If you go to comics, CGC is the leader, it's a scam, you can't trust them, they damage comic books. Grading companies and those kinds of complaints, they go hand in hand, man. That's all synonymous. Like, I don't think you'll ever have a grading company that just everyone unanimously loves, you know? What you have is basically the best of a bad bunch, the lesser of all evils. That's what you can expect for grading companies. Which one did you almost win, Adam? One of those Dragon Quest games? Anyone interested in big box Pokemon Emerald CIB? It's pretty much new. Wow. That's nice, man. Big box Emerald is nice. You can't grade it, unfortunately. Like, no one will grade that for you, so you're stuck. You're stuck just selling it raw. That big box, VGA could grade it if you had a brand new copy, but that's it. Buck Rogers, Countdown to Doomsday, the 9.4A going for $512. Alien 3, $350 there. Here's Cal Ripken Jr. Baseball, 9.8B plus. Like I said, highest graded copy, I believe, that they've sold at Heritage. Probably is the highest graded copy. Damn close to it. There's not a lot of copies of this, I don't believe. $425 for Cal Ripken. PGA Tour 96, 9.6A plus. Simon, I appreciate you. I appreciate you popping in. You have a sealed Pokemon Gold. What do you think that would go for at auction? 9.6 and above. Seal and box are perfect. Fred, if you make an account at Heritage Auctions, you can actually browse all of the completed sales that have happened. In 1 second here, I can take a peek at like some recent comps on Pokemon Gold. Whoops. But all you have to do is like type it into the search bar, Pokemon Gold. You can filter over to sales.
Next lot.
Filter to video games. Oh, here we are already. Just go most recent sales.
$240.
Oh, you're gonna get some trading cards. You can probably filter down further, but I'll just waste my time scrolling here. Okay, we need to filter down further. We'll check CGC copies. Oh my gosh. All right, 1 second. I need to filter that better. Rock and Roll Racing, $350. RoboCop versus Terminator was also a 9.8B plus. Where do I go here? Comics and comics art, right? Gotta get rid of all these goddamn trading cards. Video games. There we go. Now we can get rid of the CGC. What do you say? 9.6 and above? You're probably looking at like 3,000, 4,000 for a 9.6. 4,125. That's back in May. So that's kind of, if you can get a 9.6A plus, you're looking at 3,500-ish. Maybe 4,000. Somewhere in that range. If you can go 9.8, you're doing even better. This sale here for 5,200. 9.8, kind of cheap. 9.6, 2,800. So like, you know, you're going to be somewhere in that 3 to 5 to 6,000 range, depending on the exact grade you get, but definitely make an account. It's just good to be able, it's good to be able to look at the sold archives to at least give you a bit of price guidance as to what you might be able to expect. The Rock and Roll Racing 9.4 C+, a really cool game. It just doesn't come up much at all. $350. I mean, the C+ seal grade obviously hurts a ton, but still really cool. Spider-Man Maximum Carnage 9.8A+. We have the SNES version and the Genesis one. That's cool. $656 there into a lot of 3.
$130.
Do I have gig speed fiber internet in your area? I don't know if I even have fiber internet here.
$40.
I'm not sure if we do or not.
$50.
I'm not sure if we do or not. You pulled out once you saw it was Japanese, yeah.
Fair warning.
Which brings up the question, do most people research the items before the auction, or do you just join the live and wing it? I'm actually super curious of that myself. A lot of the time, I'll be honest, I just walk into the auction and wing it. Like, I try to look on the Monday or the Tuesday before the auction and make sure anything I'm interested in isn't, like, surprising, you know what I mean? But also, sometimes, man, I'll just walk in here and wing it, depending on how pricing looks. Steel Cage Challenge on Game Gear, 8.0 A++, first time at Heritage. Pretty rare game to find factory sealed. I mean, I always say this, a lot of Game Gear is just rare. But $237.50 for it. X-Men VGA 80 without the trading cards in it. So a little bit of a later print here on the X-Men game. You like CGC because they offered the first proper competition to water for video games, and they've only ever given you 9.8 A++ on the movies you sent in. You're sad to see them struggling with comics, the thing they're supposed to, you know, specialize in. I mean, it's just, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. They're also, you know, they get so much heat in trading cards for authenticating basically everything. I don't know if you saw how much they get attacked in that area too. As of right now, I would say their video game department is, you know, doing the best out of all of them, to be honest. Sega Game Gear, factory sealed, right? Yes, with columns included. Pushing its way up to almost $500 here for a raw. A raw factory sealed Game Gear. Still selling for $500. $537.50. Here's Chase HQ and Sega Touring Car Championship. Chase HQ on Game Gear, actually a game that was found case fresh. I think they came out of Europe. They're NTSC copies, but cases and cases. There might have been a whole damn pallet of it found. Chase HQ on Game Gear. Just became like one of the most common Game Gear games factory sealed, which is crazy. Because if you want to find a CIB copy, like, you won't, right? Finding it CIB is absolutely harder than finding it factory sealed now. $212 for the pair of games there. Into Bouncers, 9.8 A++.
Fair warning. Next lot. $95. $170.
Yeah, you can only grade that big box Emerald if it's literally brand new, never opened. Otherwise, no company can grade it.
$240.
Yeah, Mizkif, I saw that he was behind, or that Mizkif was invited to Heritage Auctions for the Game of Thrones sales. That was pretty cool. Hopefully he gets invited over for a video game auction. We need some eyes on the hobby. Need some eyes on the hobby. Bouncers, $400 there. Fahrenheit, 9.8 A++. Going for $325. As well as Virtual On, Cyber Troopers, 85+ Japanese version of the game. It's not just comic books. You sent in 20 strategy guides and 8 of them came back damaged. Oh no, dude. And when you sent them back, it took them 6 months to replace the slabs. Plus you got lower grades. Oh my god, dude. That's awful. So it sounds like the CGC books department in general is just, you know, having some issues.
Fair warning.
Having some issues. I've personally submitted like
$7.
5 books to CGC ever, right? Like ever. I just don't do it a lot ever. So you get the best deals when you just wing it. Hey, I agree, Joe. That's why I do it, man. If you just sit down, watch the auction, like, you never know, right? You never know what you might toss some money at. You never know what might just be going cheap. Sometimes you don't need to plan, you know, and there's an extra little bit of fun if you don't prepare beforehand. 3 Sega Dreamcast games here. Star Lancer, Silver, and Time Stalkers. 8592 and 70 respectively. Banjo-Kazooie, 85 plus coming up in the signature. What's my guess on it? What, like 3,000 to 4,000? Is that a 5,000 homeo? I'd have to actually take a peek. I don't know how high these banjos get without peeking at it now. Probably 5,000, hey? 85 plus? Wasn't it like 8.5 that went for around 2, 3? I'd have to take a peek. 85 plus should do pretty darn good. Is it just you, or are these lower grades better off cracked out and sold raw? Arguably, Mike. Absolutely, arguably. A lot of low grade stuff, especially at like these private auction houses, not the best exposure for it. Where on eBay, if you just crack it out, if you just sell a raw copy, it's interesting, right? There's definitely a line. There's definitely a line as to where it's worth getting something graded versus just selling it raw. And if you include a lot of the grading fees in this stuff, it's, you know, definitely sell it raw.
Don't forget to pump that Wolfenstein 3D Zoom Shareware Pop 1 in the upcoming signature. Starstruck, Starstruck, Starstruck.
Fair warning.
Wolfenstein 3D Zoom Shareware Pop 1 coming up in the signature. Yes, I will make sure. I will make sure to shout that out, Hamster. I will make sure. I will personally DM you to make sure I have the details clear.
Fair warning.
$139 for Steel Harbinger. Harbinger. I don't think I've seen this game before here at Heritage. 9.88 plus for 139 bucks. Triple Play 2000. 9.88 plus for 139 as well. Dragon Quest 8 Japanese copy as well. 85 plus. One of my favorite PS2 RPGs right here. 85 plus sealed copy going for 124 bucks. Final Fantasy 12. Nice Japanese one as well. VGA 90 here. Pushing its way up over $100. Cool to see some Japanese ones tonight trickle their way in. Usually wing it, spend about 10 minutes beforehand to do any necessary research, but today you spent a good 30 minutes researching availability, pop reports, prices. Yeah. Especially if you're going to bid on like the Booze Fury, which is going to sell for $400 or $500, and the Zoids, which, you know, could go in for a good amount as well. And I'm sure when you researched that Zoids game, Viridian, you came to the conclusion that sub $200 is pretty cheap. You missed the Cyber On selling for $40? Yeah. Yeah, $40 for this is just free. If you care about it, $40 is free. Grand Theft Auto 10.0 San Andreas, $425, as well as a 10.0 Vice City. Let's go! We finally got the 10.0 trilogy copies, landing at about $400 each into Guitar Hero. Yes, Hiko, I'm pretty sure I'm getting throttled here. I'm pretty sure I am, unfortunately. Not a ton I can do right now, unfortunately. Hopefully it's decent enough. I'm gonna have to do like internet cycling after this, unfortunately, but yeah, pretty sure I'm getting a bit throttled today.
Fair warning.
He might be getting throttled. Bandwidth, we're not kink shaming, yeah. Yes, we don't kink shame here. Maybe I like getting throttled. You bet the factory sealed GG doesn't work if open? Those capacitors are ticking time bombs? Like, probably.
$16.
You're probably right on that. It's like a lot of those factory sealed or new inbox Virtual Boys are probably broken too. Do you think I should sell the Pokemon Gold after grading or hold it for a while? You think Pokemon games will go up as the years go on? Yes. Yep, I think you could just wait. Like, it depends how long you want to wait, Fred, right? The thing with that, it's like, do you want to hold on to something like Pokemon Gold right now and sell it in the next 2, 5, 10 years, or do you want to sell it right now? What are you going to do with the money? Right? Would selling it for $3,000, $4,000 help you right now? Would you rather put that money into a different investment? How much do you care to hold on to a video game versus an S&P 500 versus a more traditional thing? Do you want to buy Bitcoin? Like, the question for that, Fred, is like, yes, I think Pokemon games the next 5 to 10 years will go up in value. But if you can use that money right now for something, is that the better option? Right? It's kind of a personal thing for you. I can answer the very broad question that, like, yeah, I think Pokemon games are a good investment, quote unquote, but you can do so much else with it as well.
$30.
Pics are now available of the Wolfenstein. Canada's internet is under attack. The beavers are chewing the moose on the loose. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much, you guys. Oh yeah, just a huge fucking dip. Like this is... I hate it. I hate it. And there's just nothing you can do. You know? Once you're live, there's nothing you can do but sit here and you're just at the mercy of the internet. May the internet gods have mercy on my soul. We are 11 games away from the end of the auction here. Huge thanks to Heritage sponsoring. A huge thanks to you guys being here. If you want to get into a weekly auction, videogames@ha.com to reach out. Get the consignment process started, get an appraisal on your game, see if they're a good fit for Heritage auctions. A huge thank to them sponsoring this frickin' laggy ass stream. Oh yeah, look at this, hey? Look at that. Dropping 65% of frames, dropping frames. Great. Fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah, the Zoids was a straight deal, I agree. Absolute deal on the Zoids.
$55.
Group lot of 16 CIB games. There's PAL and... There's a PAL copy of God of War 2 in there. Leisure Suit Larry, God of War. What an odd... Yeah, from Britney Spears to Tom Clancy. What an odd group of 16 games here, pushing its way up to almost $100. Ico, 9.48 plus. Ico, I don't know. $99 for it. That's crazy, man. It's crazy seeing Ico only be worth $100 in like fairly decent grade, right? This game, the value of this game has done nothing but go down over the past 10 years. That's what I'll say about Ico. Students can be fucking like just worthless, right? It already is worthless. $100 for 9.48 plus. Virtual Lawn is not the cheapest thing in the auction. How far Guitar Hero has fallen? What was that? It was like a Guitar Hero ungraded CIB guitar. I mean, a CIB guitar skate soup, how much can we really expect out of that, right? How much can you really expect out of a CIB guitar? Guitar Hero's out of flavor. It's not even sealed. It's a tough sell. A tough sell. To bring a CIB guitar to the Heritage auction, you know? A tough sell.
$110, $120. $130.
Thinking about breaking your VGA 80 copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and selling it raw versus selling it graded? You'd better get more money. Do you already have it posted for the VGA 80 poker?
$2.
I would put it up as a VGA 80 first and see what kind of money you can get for it. But I mean, yeah, that's one of those cases, man, where someone might genuinely pay more for the raw copy than the sealed copy. That's probably a good example right there. But I would certainly try first to sell the VGA 80. This is advertisements for MLB Slugfest 2003. You get the baseball bat. This has to be a promo baseball bat for MLB 2003, right? Slugfest. Look at that. Look at that. Like, that's kind of sick.
$32.
It's kind of a sick baseball bat, hey? That's kind of sick.
Fair warning.
Pushing its way to $60. Did you miss the PAL showcase? Actually, Craigie, the PAL showcase was postponed indefinitely for right now. Postponed indefinitely. Dropping more frames than a clumsy art auctioneer. Yeah.
$38.
There's 10 more games. There's 10 more games, folks.
$40.
I do apologize. It's, trust me when I say, no, it doesn't make anyone angry but me.
Fair warning.
Yeah, good old, it's not worth spending the money to grade this lots. Yeah, pretty much. The baseball bat's getting a little bit of love here, pushing its way up to 73, 75. The baseball bat's getting a bit of love. Final 10 items of the auction here. It's going to take as long as the first 25. Pushing up to almost $80 here with the baseball bat.
$60.
You remember when just 83 streams away from Greg earning a $5 CAD discount on his next Heritage purchase? Yes.
$80.
With all of this lag, Skull, they're not even going to count this one towards my free sub.
$95.
They're not even going to count this one with all the lag.
$100.
Absolutely disgusting. The baseball bat, pushing its way up to $140. Super cool promo item. Like, if you are a baseball video game fan, like, that is a very cool promo item to own.
$120.
It's like how Gex, doesn't Gex 64 or one of the Gex games have like a snowboard? Like, that's sick. Some of the promo stuff they made back then is absolutely sick. Pushing it up to $188. Like, at this point, it's just real money, you know what I mean? Like, $188 is now like, oh, we're still going, man. Someone tossed a cut bid in there. Looking for $200 on the baseball bat. Looking for $213. This is real money. This is no longer just like throwing it away, you know? This is real money.
$90.
Looking for $238.
$200.
You had it for $450 and had no luck on it? Damn.
Fair warning.
Yeah, I mean, cracking it out is certainly an option. Certainly an option. It genuinely might sell better. The lag is just eating me apart here. Just eating me alive.
Next lot. $3.
Yikes. $250 for the baseball. Press only bat. At least that's where you got yours. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's like press only. Makes sense to me. Stuff like that, like a branded baseball bat, they're not giving that out to just anybody. That's some of the sickest promo stuff you can get for any game. Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn, Japanese collector's edition on this?
Fair warning. $65.
Only copy on the VGA Pop Report.
$110.
This is the overhauled version. This is Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn. Gotcha. This is like the, the redid game. The updated one. The good one.
$26.
That's what it is. Sorry, I thought it was a big box for some reason. VGA 90 here for $129.
$50.
Group lot of 20. PS3 games. Oh, these are sealed. Jesus Christ. 20 sealed PS3 games. Wow. Immediately shooting up to $200 and some here. There's copies of Skyrim, Assassin's Creed, The Last of Us. These are later print copies of The Last of Us. Little Big Planet, Skate. Man, this is a good lot of games. Modern Warfare 2, 2 copies of Modern Warfare, Skyrim. It's a good lot of games, man. What are 20 of them? I'll toss a bid in there. Jesus.
$340.
I'll cut bid.
You've been outbid.
Throw a cut bid at it.
$360.
You've been outbid.
Your PlayStation buddy has one of the little baseball bats, like one from the early 2000 E3. Yeah, that's awesome.
$400.
Promo stuff, press stuff, items like that, paraphernalia, advertisement stuff. That's a rabbit hole I would love to go down at some point.
$420.
At some point, I would love to go down that rabbit hole. At this point in my life, I simply can't.
Fair warning. $440.
The GTA 3 promo baseball bat sells for 4 figures. Yeah. Like, I'm not surprised, I'm also not surprised that this lot of PS3 games here is now pushing up to $575, looking for $600.
$550.
3 copies of Skyrim, 2 copies of Modern Warfare, 1 copy of Modern Warfare 2 Black Label. Like, just good games in here, man. Looking for $750, looking for $800 now. Now we're getting up to real money amounts, right? Now we're getting into the real stuff.
Fair warning. $700.
Because back when it was $400, when I was tossing bids at it, that was simply too cheap. Now we're getting into real amounts. Looking for $875 on it. I'm kind of baffled. Like, it's still probably decent for reselling, depending. But, this is looking for $938 now.
Fair warning.
Yeah, that Slugfest bat is full size. That's what I thought. True gamer blaming his misfortune on lag. Yeah, lag and Johns. That's what it is. This stream would have been the most successful stream ever, man, if it wasn't lagging. This stream would have been the best one ever if it wasn't for that damn lag.
Fair warning. $900.
For the Saskatchewan struggle, smile, always appreciate your coverage.
I appreciate you, Viridian. I appreciate you. Pray to, like, oh my gosh. Like I said, after this, I'll do, like, internet cycling. I'll make sure stuff's clean. Like, the Thursday auction was perfect, right? We had an issue last Tuesday. Thursday was perfect. Now we're back to having lag. I don't... man. I appreciate you, Viridian. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the 5. This lot of games is pushing up to $1,500. Now I don't know what to think. You know what I mean? This is 3 times the amount I was willing to pay on this now. That lot of 20 games just went for $1,375. Like, if those Call of Duties, if they grade out nice, maybe. Like, at that point, I'm not sure if you're getting your money back out of piecing this collection out. $1,375 is a very real amount of money for those games. That's a very real amount of money. I am baffled that they went for that much money. Jesus Christ. Here's another 11 factory sealed games. Average condition. Excellent. You get a copy of Modern Warfare in here as well. What else do you get? Ocarina of Time, 3DS Zelda. Alright. Lord of the Rings Conquest, Motorstorm, the web browser. I mean, not the best. Oh my god, not the best lot of games, but like, you get another copy of Modern Warfare in there. You get a copy of Zelda.
Fair warning.
Looking for $109 on this lot. I can't believe that other one, man. $1,375. Yeah, copies of Skate. That's got to be $6,000 for those alone. I mean, I think Skate is decent, man. Yeah, like Skate Soup. I genuinely think Skate is a solid title. Like, I know you're memeing, and yeah, it's not like a grail or anything, but Skate on both 360 and PS3 is like, I think that is a solid title, man. There's going to be a lot of nostalgia around Skate.
$150.
That game was like, you know how millennials, Gen X, whatever you want to say, like we all love Tony Hawk? Like the next generation, man, it's Skate. That was the skateboarding game for everyone else, or for the newer generation of people. So, I definitely think there's something there.
$170. $180.
Personally, anyway. This lot of 11 here pushing its way up to $225 as well. Is the internet any better? Like, are we stable? Is it not bad? It must be stable right now. Hey, viewership is going back up. I know they're still giving me an error, but surely we're decent. Surely we're decent. The 11 games go for $212.50. This is 2 WATA graded games. Pocket Pool on PSP rated M. Looking way too sexy for this channel. As well as Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. They went for $124. Counter-Strike 9.6 A+ with the Xbox Live trial sticker. I'm going to throw a cut bid on that as well there. Looking for $300 on it now. Last 9.6 A+ went for $625. Whew. Pushing our way up to $325 right now.
$280.
How could you tell from the front of the Last of Us games that they're later prints? They're using the updated ESRB. Yeah, am I on dial-up? Ay. I tell you, Mike. I tell you. $325 for Counter-Strike. Graded lot of, or sealed lot of 6 games here. Dragon Ball Xenoverse Ultimate Tenkaichi. Injustice, Dead or Alive Ultimate.
$7.
Yeah, Trevor, the
$10.
Last of Us, you can see right side by side here. With the Grand Theft Auto 5, you can see the mature is in black right there, and it's white over here on The Last of Us. So this white one over here is an updated ESRB. This is the earlier ESRB. So that's how you can easily identify earlier print versus last print with Last of Us. Early print copies have the earlier ESRB on them. So you don't need to see the back, you don't need to see the address, none of that stuff.
Fair warning. $34. $36.
Maybe someone in the house, yeah, I gotta go. I was gonna say I gotta go beat my girlfriend after the stream, but that joke might be a little bit, you know? That joke might be a little bit too far. So I'll tell you guys the joke I was gonna make, but I didn't officially make it. I'm telling you why I pulled back. Might be just a step too far, right? Maybe. Counter-Strike closing at $325 for the 9.68 plus. Probably a decent pickup. I mean, I want to get a copy myself eventually, but I'm not buying original Xbox games right now, so, you know. I'm gonna let it go. Group lot of 6. The Dragon Ball Z's, the Blaze Blue, the Injustice, pushing its way to 188 here. Which one, Virtual Vault Games, overpaid as shit? Which one are you saying is overpaid?
Fair warning.
20 PS3 games, average price equals more than original retail on average. Yeah, man, they went good, man. Those 20 PS3 games went good.
$14.
Oh, no, I know you weren't trashing it, Skate. I'm just saying, like, unironically, it might actually be good.
$18. $20. 22, 20,
As a game store owner, you can vouch for Skate 3 being a long-requested game. Only recently the demand dropped. Internet's been better for the past 5 to 10 minutes. Let's go. Huge to know. 35 CIB Xbox games. Or Xbox and Xbox 360. Alright. You get a bunch of copies of Borderlands. You get a bunch of copies of Gears. Gears 2. Oblivion. Assassin's Creed 3. Bioshock. And Doom. All CIB. All CIB on these ones. So, like, you know. We shouldn't see him go crazy here. Not like the sealed lot. If this was sealed, this would be pretty nuts. So does Last of Us only have the old ESRB on first prints? Yep. Yep. And the NFR copies, Trevor, use a bilingual ESRB.
$100.
So if you see an only American early ESRB, you know it's a first print. If you see early ESRB bilingual, you know it's NFR. If you see later ESRB, you know it's the junk last print. Or, you know, you can just look on the back. You can look for the Foster City address, but yeah, from the front you can tell.
Fair warning.
Way better to just check from the front. Then you don't need like back photos or, you know what I mean? Like just learn it from the front, then you don't need to see the back. The CIB game's pushing up to $163 here. 2 items away from the close of the auction, and we still have this. One of my favorite items in the entire auction. The Modern Warfare 2 Prestige Edition that came with the night vision goggles. Looking for $238. I wanted this bad back when I was a kid. Coming with night vision goggles, like one of the coolest collector's editions ever, frankly. I don't know if the goggles were good or anything, but like, Jesus Christ, that's cool, man. Selling for $200, like, what did this retail at? Almost $200, didn't it? Wasn't the price of this like $199.99? $229? Like, the 35 games here selling for $150. What'd they get? $3 a game? $4 a game? Honestly, it's kind of expensive. Can a game store even resell these? How much are you selling Bioshock or Gears for in 2024, right? I don't know. Feels expensive to me. Like, you know what I mean? $150 plus shipping? Feels like there's nothing there. 3 sealed games. You get Modern Warfare 2, Collector's Edition, Lords of Shadow Collector's Edition, and Black Ops Hardened Edition. Hardened Edition on Modern Warfare 2 as well. Pushing their way up over $100, easy. You just bought a 3DS collection and was researching the games. There was this one called Tomodachi Life, and it's $100. Yes. I think Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Life 3 are both very expensive on 3DS, if I'm not mistaken. I know nothing about them. I just know they're expensive.
$140.
Will make hunting for a nice first print much easier. You really want one? Yes. Yes. And if you're hunting for Last of Us, if you're like bin hunting, not having to look at the back of the case saves you like 20 seconds, and those 20 seconds are insanely valuable. So, $162.50 for the group lot of 3 there. That kind of feels cheap, honestly. And PUBG, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, 9.88++. Xbox One, 4th time, highest graded copy at Heritage, looking for $225. Surely everyone here played PUBG, right? Like, the PUBG era of gaming was fucking fantastic. PUBG was great. Pushing its way up to over $220 here. Fantastic on PUBG.
Fair warning.
Looking for $238, looking for $250. Isn't this PUBG a $10 sealed? Is it really that cheap, Adam? Is it really that cheap? Even for like the Xbox One launch console exclusive? Like, is this game just available as fuck?
Fair warning.
If that's the case, I mean, 275 here. The submitters making themselves a nice little profit. I didn't know it was that available. Someone else chime in. PUBG launch edition here, looking for 300 on the 9.88++. Maybe it's time to still going, looking for 325 on it. We got a buzzer beater. Maybe it's time to send in some copies of PUBG. Maybe this is the signal, the buy signal for PUBG. Still going, looking for 325 on it. Someone else just used their cut bid. Will we see another to close out here on the day? 320 or 300 bucks on the dot it should be for PUBG 9.88++. If it is dirt cheap right now to buy these, Adam, I genuinely think PUBG is probably a decent pickup. How is PUBG compared to Modern Warfare 2? Not even comparable, I would say. Not even comparable. Yeah, not even comparable, but like for their era, like there's yeah, nah, PUBG's not Modern Warfare 2. No, not comparable. The group lot of games was the most expensive thing in the auction. Those 20 sealed PS3 games, $1,375, taking the top spot. Choplifter right underneath for $900. Spider-Man, $843.75, selling for less than it sold for 2 weeks ago. Outer Worlds, man, top 5 seller today. 85 plus for $812, and Kirby's Adventure at $656 ties with Spider-Man Maximum Carnage at $656. At the other side of the auction, one item sold for less than every other auction. I read another item in the auction. It was 3 boxes of Action 52. They sold for $1 plus the minimum. So if you don't want to count that, the other one was Virtual On Cyber Troopers. The 85 plus went for $41. Kind of crazy. Those CIB Xbox games are like $5 titles at the game store. Yeah, they're $5 titles, Adam, but I don't even think you'd sell through them, right? Like, they're $5 games that sit on the shelf. So seeing those sell for like, you know, after shipping, those games were probably purchased for $5 each. So I just don't know what someone's going to do with them. Like, are they just going to give them away? Like, I don't know. I don't know what you do with those Xbox games. But on that note, you guys, sorry about the lag. Sorry about the lag on the stream. I mean, like I said, it annoys me the most because it kills viewership. Like, it absolutely kills the stream. It kills viewership. So I'm going to go fuck around with the internet for a bit. And we'll go from there. Hopefully nothing but good streams in the future. I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate Heritage sponsoring the stream tonight. Huge thanks to them. Huge thanks to you. Videogames@ha.com to reach out about consignment. Have a great night, everybody. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a good night.